Guys, it's Miss Fiala. I just want to go over today's lesson with you. It is 4-6. When you open up the attachment that is posted on Edmodo, here is what comes up for what you need to do today. It is 1 page for the FSA countdown instead of 2 from last week, and then your 1 worksheet that goes along with the lesson for today. So the lesson for today is on angles. Okay, so I want to go over really quickly the FSA countdown page, how you're going to solve these problems, and I'll post a separate video with the answers as well. Which one is an angle? Okay, in the lesson that I'm going to go over, I'm going to talk to you about what an angle is, so you'll be able to answer that question. 2 is going to be on those angles again that we're going to go over in the lesson, so you have to tell which one of these, if they're less than 90 degrees or between 90 and 180 degrees. And you actually don't need a protractor to solve this question. 3, which could be the measure of an angle of an acute angle. Mark all that apply, so more than one answer. We're going to go over what an acute angle is. 4, this says using a protractor. What is the measure of an angle? If you don't have a protractor, that's okay. You can take an educated guess, and I'm going to actually show you an example of this type of angle and what the measure is in degrees when we go over the lesson, okay? Same for number 5, using a protractor. It says draw another angle that measures 68 degrees. If you don't have a protractor, you can make the best guess that you can on what a 68 degree angle would look like, okay? And that's your FSA countdown page. If you have any questions on any of those 5 questions, please message me on Edmodo. Okay, today's lesson is on angles. Okay, so I'm going to turn you around so you can see my board. Okay, today's lesson on angles. First of all, what is an angle? Okay, so an angle is made up of 2 rays that share a common endpoint. Okay, 2 rays that share a common endpoint. So a ray, we know, has an endpoint and goes on and on forever in one direction. That's a ray. An angle is 2 rays that share a common endpoint. So that would look something like this. Here's 1 ray. Now I'm going to make another ray that has that same endpoint. And there is an angle. Okay, and I can even put that little angle symbol inside of there. Okay, so that is what an angle looks like. There are 4 different types of angles, so I'm going to show you those. The first one I want to talk to you about is an acute angle. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So anything that measures less than 90 is called an acute angle. So it could look something like this. This is less than 90 degrees. Okay? A 90-degree angle makes a perfect L shape. It has that square corner there. That's 90 degrees. And I could draw that any way. It could look like this. That's got a square corner. That's 90 degrees. I could draw it any way that I want to. I could draw an example from a previous lesson on perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines form a T, right? All of these here have square corners. Those are all 90 degrees. Okay? So that's a 90-degree angle. So an acute angle would be anything that's less than that. So it could be an angle that looks like this. Okay? Because it is less than 90 degrees. And I always draw in what 90 degrees would look like. Because remember, 90 degrees would be that L. And this is less than that, so that means it is acute. Okay? And you can even draw them the other way. So it could look something like this. And that's still an acute angle. It's still, if I draw make my L, So that would be 90 degrees. That's less than that, so it's an acute angle again. It could be 89 degrees, that's acute. It could be 1 degree, that's acute, okay? That is an acute angle. Now, I just was talking to you about a 90-degree angle. That's actually our next one we're going to talk about, which is a right angle. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Exactly. It can't be 89 degrees. It can't be 91 degrees. Exactly 90 degrees. So it can look like only like this, making that square corner. Okay, and we can do it upside down. That's still a square corner. That's still a right angle. It could look, again, just like streets that cross, perpendicular lines. These are all right angles, okay? All of those are right angles. All of them are exactly 90 degrees, okay? That's a right angle. So we have acute angle, less than 90 degrees. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. Now let's talk about an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, okay? So bigger than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And when I think of the word obtuse, I think really big. So think of your big angle. So something that might look like this. Here's my 2 rays. So here's a big angle, okay? That, if I was to draw in my 90-degree angle, that would be here. Is this line bigger than that? It sure is. So that means that this angle is obtuse. It's bigger than 90 degrees. It could measure 128 degrees. That's obtuse, bigger than 90, okay? But remember, it's got to be less than 180 degrees. So could it be 179 degrees? Yeah, because that's less than 180 degrees. Could it be 185 degrees? No, because that is bigger than 180. Remember, it's got to be greater than 90, but less than 180 degrees. And remember, again, you can draw these angles different ways. It could be drawn like this. That's that big angle. Say that's 162 degrees. That's obtuse. Bigger than 90, but less than 180. Okay, think that big opening. Okay? So we have an acute angle, a right angle, an obtuse angle, and now we're going to talk about a straight angle. That's our last one, our 4th one. A straight angle is exactly how it sounds. It's exactly 180 degrees. And it makes a straight line. But it's not a line, it is an angle because it shares a ray, it shares an endpoint and is made up of 2 rays. Here's my straight angle. And I'm going to put in that mark, that angle symbol there, okay? That is exactly 180 degrees. Straight angle. Now, if I put a line straight up to make a right angle, if you notice now, I have how many right angles? I have 2 of them. I just made a right angle here and a right angle here. Remember, a right angle is 90 degrees. So I have a right angle here 90 degrees and a right angle here 90 degrees. Well, if I add 90 plus 90, I get my big angle of 180 degrees. Okay? If I was to make another right angle going down, because remember, doesn't matter what way it goes, I have another right angle and another right angle. 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles there I just made. If I added all my right angles up, guess how many degrees I get? 360 degrees, which makes a full circle. A circle is 360 degrees, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles, or 280 degree angles. okay? So remember, a circle's 360 degrees, which is made up of 4 right angles or 2 straight angles, 180 degrees. So if you split a straight angle into 2 equal angles, each of those smaller angles is 90 degrees. And you're going to want to remember that because that might be a question on your quiz. Okay, so we have our 4 different types of angles and what they look like. That is your lesson for today. Remember, you have an acute angle, an obtuse angle, a right angle, and a straight angle, okay? Remember what each of those are, and you can practice by even drawing examples. Remember, they don't always have to be perfect like this, because this one is kind of crooked. But that's okay because it's still, if I turn it, less than 90 degrees, okay? And you can turn your paper to see too, alrighty? So obtuse, remember, bigger than 90 degrees, that big angle. Right makes your L, your square corner, and straight looks like a straight line. Okay, if you have any questions on that, please message me on Edmodo, and I can answer any other questions about those angles, okay? When you're done your lesson for today, don't forget you have to do your 1 Imagine Math lesson on your FSA Review Week 3 pathway, okay? Remember, you have to have all of your lessons done by the end of the day, Friday, okay? If you have any other questions, let me know. Bye.